Where did you get this?
Totally legally, I promise.
I know it's asking a lot, but could you share anything you know? Without asking too many questions?
I've seen something like this before. I'd never forget. Objectively speaking, the magic involved is a direct inversion of a healing spell, popularly known as a curse.
I suppose that stands to reason.
Pardon the late introduction. I am Hulkenberg, a Knight of the Crown. As you may have guessed, that is the formula to the curse that slew His Royal Highness, the Prince.
Hold on.
The death of His Highness was a tragedy, one I would see repaid in full. As his royal guard, 'tis my duty to punish the treasonous snake responsible. Then, surely, the man who penned this was Luis.
Look, what happened at the exhibition? We were trying to get closer to Luis. You're a holy woman, so I couldn't ask your forgiveness. But if you could at least understand.
The Lady Joanna's penitence was sincere. To hear her, I thought it must be so. It was Forden who chose such a terrible punishment. That was what scared me.
Terrible punishment? She did feed children to a monster. I feel like that's really getting overlooked a lot. It wasn't like she, killed people who were criminals, or, killed people in combat in, whatever, or even just killed, adults in general. Feeding children to a monster. She didn't even, mercifully kill the children. She didn't, stab them real quick and they were dead, or, give them poison. She fed them alive to a monster. That's, as low as you can get. And she wasn't even doing it for a good reason or anything. Because I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, oh, you know what? I really like Itachi from Naruto, and he killed a bunch of children in the Uchiha massacre, but he did it for stopping a war from breaking out and a bunch of other children dying, and also he, he presumably gave them, quick and imaginably painless deaths. But this chick was feeding living, 8-year-olds to a demonic monster. That's come on. And then Itachi still died in the end.
Oh, Rilla.
But I'm a bit relieved. I heard rumors Luis had swept you off your feet and you'd been hanging on his arm since. I worried for you so, Juna. I see now I needn't have given it a second thought.
Of course. I am Juani's Cygnus, and my life is...
Yes, your life is your own, I know. Just make sure you're not causing trouble for everyone else. I suppose this is another dramatic and risky gesture? Like when you ran away from home in a frenzy of passion, declaring you'd take the stage or die trying.
No! Well, sort of. Maybe, yes, but... Oh, you didn't have to put it like that.
I've looked over the formula. From what I can tell, this spell's effects are enduring. As long as the magic's source continues to exist, the effect shall never fade. The trouble is, while most curses simply consume the magic released in the moment's casting, this one is designed to perpetually draw on the magic of the caster.
Does that mean that Luis knows that the prince is still alive because the spell is pulling magic from him at all times?
So as long as Luis lives, it doesn't matter where his victims run and hide. Sounds just like him.
But I'm afraid even if His Highness still lived, I don't think anyone could have broken the curse using this. This formula isn't complete. It's a mere outline, clearly jotted from memory. I couldn't tell you how to lift the curse from this alone.
Alright, now it makes a lot more sense that Luis kept this, in a book, because he knew it wouldn't be enough anyway.
What? Then... I'm sorry I couldn't be of any help.
No, you've done plenty. especially since we're the ones who sprang this on you.
All right, lads, we're back to the original plan. Kill Luis.
Pardon me, young man. May I say one last thing? You're a friend of hers, aren't you? Please, keep Juna safe.
Of course. I'll do what I can.
Thank you. She can be reckless sometimes. I'll be here for the foreseeable future. Any friend of Juna is welcome here, so stop by any time you like.
The curse is impossible to break?
Did I miss a funeral? I've never seen you lot so gloomy.
What do we do now?
What are you talking about? We just take the throne and then execute Luis. As expected, my plan from the start, which was to become king and then order Luis's execution or just kill him on the way, whichever works, was the correct plan to do. I'm so smart.
The only way left is to take down Luis himself.
The impossibility of that is precisely what led us here, Stroll. And now, we are no further than when we started.
I went from rank 8,000 whatever to rank 20 in like 2 months. It is not impossible.
Plenty of assassins have come for Luis, but the king's magic works every time. They all died frozen in agony.
Even if we could fight him properly, do we stand a chance? The man's an unparalleled master of both martial and magic arts.
Yeah, but I'm built different, so...
This might be the end.
Still, we have to stop Luis, no matter what. The royal magic's not an absolute shield. It cost Gladel his life. We've just got to maintain the trust we've earned from Luis, and eventually we'll get our chance.
For now, he told us to wait until the race's next task is announced.
Then we'll have to do just that.
I'm pooped from all this brainstorming. I could use a break in the gauntlet runner.
If we take June out in public, we might attract a crowd. We can't risk Luis catching on that we're in the royal capital. At least for today, I'll ask her to stay in the runner, away from prying eyes.
Well, I must say I'm impressed. You have enough beds to accommodate this many people?
Yes, as much as they grumble about cramped quarters.
Apologies. 'Tis hardly accommodation worthy of a diva. And I confess the ride itself is often jarring.
At the very least, I'll be happy with a bath. You have a room for that, I trust?
We have like, you know, we have like a box outside, like a barrel. Skywalker, thank you for summoning Tier 1 for 36 months on a 36-month streak. 3 full years. Thank you so much for the support, man.
Right this way, milady.
Well, no point getting reckless now. Let's think about this some more tomorrow. By the way, what have you been doing all this time, Eurus?
Probably getting drunk.
Thinking, mostly. Been having a good old ponder ever since I saw Luis's Skyrunner in the air. Always been my dream to fly on wings, you see. Not with any of this magic levitatory. But then in you come with this teleportation. Made me start wondering if there was any valid point at all to my flight theory, what? A long while back, I did a flight experiment to prove my theory was sound. Failed spectacularly, though, and got myself all crunched up in the process. I was still in bed, midway through my convalescence, when they told me I was to be demoted.
I didn't know.
Between us, old boy, my flight theory's complete. Principles are sound and tested. All that's left are the practicals, incorporating it into the gauntlet runner. But ever since that accident, I suppose I've been afraid to move forward with it. Afraid of failure. You and the rest of our merry band are risking your very lives for the prince. Here I sit moping, The way I see it, your teleportation can only take us places we've been. If we want to see new horizons, we'll need to take to the skies. It'll take time, no doubt, but I'll put my very soul into it. No shortcuts. And when I fly, I'll do it my way.
Good for you, Nearest. Good for you. I believe in you. You can change or add members to your party from the party option in the main menu. Press X and form a group of up to 4. Note, reserve members gain less experience at the end of battle than active participants, and you can never remove the protagonist.
So?
Let's rest in the runner today. Our plans didn't pan out, but we should just concentrate on getting our strength back for now.
Time for bed.
Nearest gets really fired up sometimes, doesn't he? Anyway, why don't we call it a day? I didn't mean to hit triangle there.
What now?
Okay, so we have Juna now. Stroll and Hulkenberg are just a tiny bit behind because Rogue and Juna got that boost from Gladel. Okay, and it has Heismay not in the party right now. I see. So you have to, like, take someone out of the party. Oh, they, like, vanish when you click them. That's cool. Look at how big Heismay's ears are. Okay, that's all really neat. I think, and therefore I am, let's have Hulkenberg sit out for now. We finally have another character that defaults to the back row, and it's Juna. Losing Hulkenberg is most of our defense loss. This is more of like a hyper offense team composition right here. I want to look at my followers again real quick. Yeah, because Stroll and Hulkenberg are at 7, or 6, I mean. They're close to 7. Samurai, slots. Yeah, don't you already... Yeah, so rank 6, you already get experience at the normal rate. Very interesting that they... And honestly, like, here's the thing. First of all, I think that the whole gaining less experience in the back, they should just cut that entirely. Like, that, why even include that in the game? I'm glad that Battle Hypnosis exists. It's so weird to me that you get this skill. Maybe they didn't expect me to get to rank 6 as fast as I did. It's so weird to me that you get this skill that just says, like, hey, that game mechanic of if they're not in the party, they don't get as much experience. We immediately gave you the skill to cut that out right when you would need it. Like, getting Battle Hypnosis instantly upon the point where it's like, if you don't have them in the main party, they don't get as much experience is so funny to me. Like, why even include it? Why even have the less experience thing? I'm glad it's there, because otherwise I would pick 3 characters and only ever use them, just like I did in Persona 3 and 4, because I hate, like, not getting characters as high level as they can be. But it's just so weird to even have the experience thing if you have the skill that negates it available, like, from the get-go. Even Persona makes you get, like, a little ways into the game before you can use it, Persona 5. Because I think you get the... Who's the one? Is it Mishima in Persona 5 who gives you, like, the Battle Hypnosis equivalent? I think you have to get them to, like, rank 6 or 7 or something, and you'll have already gotten Yusuke and Makoto by then. So, like, you would have had to have dealt with it for a while. Alright. Really interested in what it means by a new heroic embodiment. We'll see when we get to 8. We're getting close. The ninja, Naruto. So all 3 of you have it, but Juna obviously doesn't. Also, Juna must be one of our followers, but we haven't unlocked her follower thing yet. We will, of course, put a lot of focus on her to catch her up to the other 3 as soon as we get her unlocked. And then we have 2 other followers after Juna for the last 2 archetypes we need. Alright. I'm really curious who our first rank 8 is going to be, because we're getting very close to getting some. I'm glad Gallica caught up, although part of me, her being at 5 already means we have to be, like, at least halfway, if not more than halfway through the game. I want the game to last longer, man. I want it to last. Katharina's only at 4. Nearest is the one who's furthest behind, but we can't help that. Alright, good stuff. I just wanted to take a look at all that. 'Tis a bitter setback that we've lost the means to break His Highness's curse. Yet 'twould serve nothing to only wallow in dismay. If the only path that remains is slaying Luis, we must seek new strength with zeal renewed. You're fortunate indeed to find an unexpected ally in the midst of hostile territory. Hulkenberg had much to say on the fame and accomplishments of both Juna and Rella. I must confess in your total ignorance of modern trends and those that set them. What about you? These dang children, these whippersnappers. And their pop stars and their divas and their TikToks and what have you. None of it makes any sense to my boy Heisme. What's this book doing here? Code seems to have been deciphered even further. We may have a clue to a lost relic. Oh. Read the Martyra entry. Nearest his fine penmanship lines the page. According to the old man's research, one of the relics can be found southeast of Martyra. Potty man-eating cave. Yeah, I already got that one. Yeah, I found all the relics in that location. I'm glad that it tells you. What about the Oceania entry? Old man had a hunch about the tomb northwest, yada yada. Cursed cemetery, one was buried. Yeah, I've already, okay, so yeah, I didn't realize that that's what this book was. Okay. All right. Where is Stroll? And maybe we can talk to Juna? Oh, maybe not now. Oh, because that's disembark. Oh, Juna's right here, I'm just blind. Well, that certainly could have turned out worse than it did, all thanks to your engineer, I assume. That crazy uncle-looking chap. Yeah, he is a crazy uncle, 100%. He must be quite the tinkerer, Not that your runner holds a candle to Luis's. That aside, I wish you all wouldn't stand on ceremony with me. I'm on your side now, truly. How nice. And there's Stroll.
Damn it.
After all we did to get into Luis's good graces and secure the formula, does it weigh on you that all our efforts have been spit in the wind? I'm really confused by the characters here, by the way. How they're talking about, like, oh, if we could have just saved the prince through the formula and then not killing Luis? Like, surely the characters realize, like, Luis is the one who cursed the prince. He's the one who killed the king. He has a lot of public support. He's the second most requested to become king by the people of the kingdom. There's no universe where we don't have to kill Luis. Like, obviously. Did they think that if we revived the prince, then Luis would just be like, aw, shucks, I guess I lose this one, guys, I surrender. No, he would just try to kill the prince again, and we would have to kill Luis to stop him from doing that. Or imprison him, I guess. But the point is like, whether the formula ideal worked or not, we have to put a stop to Luis either way. So, I don't know why they're acting like, oh no, not killing Luis isn't an option anymore. Not killing Luis was never an option.
Yeah.
Nothing is wasted. That's the spirit. Know that I'm here for you should you ever start to despair. It's times like this when I'm heartened by Juna's bright positivity. All right. Well, let's take a nap. There's a small bed. Doesn't look very comfortable.
Sure.
I think I'll rest here for today.
Good night.
I'm finding it's hard to sleep. As good a time as any for some reading. Oh, Juna's gonna read from the book like all of the team members do at some point.
Oh, good. You're still awake. What's the matter?
Can't sleep?
Well, that is rather the problem. I'm wide awake. Once we're back tomorrow, I'll sneak the formula back into Luis's room. Even if he suspected us, he'd never work out that we got to the capital and showed it to Rella in a single night. He won't find out about our mission.
I should probably have Juna return any Magla keys we got on the Caradrius too, just to be safe. I'll give them to her later.
You know, I'm a bit surprised. I thought I was fine doing all that infiltration at Luis's place. Turns out I wasn't. Finally having others who know the truth, and having gotten to see my sister. I didn't realize how exhausted I am. And you personally saved me from danger back there. I'm terribly grateful to you. You're lucky, really. I'll have you know I'm rarely this candid. That's the forbidden text you mentioned in Luis's room, is it? I've seen him reading it from time to time. What's it like? Can I read a bit of it? The prevailing culture of the world is one of freedom in all things. No faith, fealty, or philosophy enforces ideology. All are free to create, and all are free to embrace those creations. This culture's influence spreads throughout the world. It is even said that a song of peace was powerful enough to bring an end to war. Oh, how inspiring. It's hard to imagine that a single song could be so influential. I wonder what the world would be like if a song really could reach all people's hearts, no matter their status or tribe. We Nydia, we're all liars, you know. Everyone told us we were inherently worthless, just a fact of our birth. So I learned some glamours to make myself at least look valuable. This form, it's all just a fancy disguise, really. A gilded mask for the world to admire. Or not. No, do forgive me. That was all lies, lies, lies. I don't think it's necessarily a good idea to reveal yourself entirely, but you should always have the freedom to. If these new powers are to give form to my ideals, I want to create a world where we can appreciate each other's freedom. I'll make sure everyone hears that in my songs, no matter what happens.
Juna and I talked into the night,